Hello everyone, welcome to MVP Vishwakosha. Today we are discussing 10th and 11th August 2025 current affairs. In that first point, that is about recent Moody's report on 50% US tariff imposed on Indian goods. Okay, so that is Moody's warning that some of the points in that is tariff spike in that US President Trump issued an executive order imposing additional 25% penalty tariff, right, on Indian import. So from that, our total tariff to India is 50%. So by this impact on India's manufacturing drive, that is, Moody's warns this sharply higher tariff significantly above those imposed on other Asia Pacific countries. So this will threaten India's ambition to become a manufacturing hub, and also especially in high value sectors like electronics, and may reverse recent gains in attracting investment, and also some GDP slowdown. Okay, the rating agency estimate a cut of approximately 0.3 percentage points from India's forecasted real GDP growth, that is 6.3%, right? So 6.3 means there will be slowdown that would be manifest in growth around 6%, and also some risk to inflation and external accounts and all that. Modi highlights the potential challenge in replacing Russian oil imports quickly, which would strain supply or inflation, and also some widen the current account deficit, and also this supply side pressure may exacerbate economic imbalance also, and also some investors sentiment and market reaction. Because of this, foreign investors rattled by trade tensions and pulled out about $900 million, okay, in August, and also following $2 billion in July. So both the Nifty and Sensex indices slipped amid this fragility, and also some buffer effects, and also some domestic demand and service effect will be there. Despite the headwinds, that Moody's notes that strong domestic demand and robust service sectors are expected to cushion the blow, and also helping stabilize the growth amid trade disruption. Very important that for exam perspective, this tariff about all that you know, right, and also GDP perspective, and also some key affected areas by this, especially manufacturing, and that is electronics and inflation and foreign investment, all that very important. And also some because of this the growth, that industrialization and external sector market response and all. Okay, that is about recent Moody's report. Next news, that is about Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Bangalore. Okay, so in that main thing, PM Modi's Bangalore visit, that flagging of Vande Bharat trains. Okay, in that PM Modi will inaugurate 3 Vande Bharat Express trains at that is KSR Bangalore station. Okay, Bengaluru, Belagavi, Amritsar, and also Sri Mata Vaishno Devi Katra and Nagpur, Pune, boosting the semi-high speed rail network. Okay, this is a flagging of Vande Bharat trains, and also inauguration of Yellow Line Metro. That is a 19-kilometer yellow line, that is RV Road to Bommasandra of Bengaluru's Namma Metro, featuring 16 stations and costing around 7,160 crore. Okay, was inaugurated. It adds to the metro network, increasing it to nearly 96 kilometer. And also he launched the Metro Phase 3. Okay, the foundation stone was laid for Phase 3 of Bengaluru Metro. That is almost rupees 15,610 crore project. Okay, covering approximately 44 to 45 kilometer with the 31 elevated station. Okay, that is third metro phase 3. Okay, for that foundation stone. And also some cultural and political, in that PM Modi paid tribute to goddesses Annamma and also local deity of Bengaluru, acknowledging the city's cultural legacy and the visionary founder of Nadaprabhu Kempegowda. And also the event brought our large crowds despite rain, showing high public interest in the enthusiasm and also. Okay, so exam perspective, all this Vande Bharat Express train and Yellow Line Metro, okay, and Phase 3 metro stations and all. Okay, that Yellow Line 19 kilometers, 16 stations and all. Phase 3 is that is 44 kilometer, 31 stations, okay, for infrastructure in that impact, okay, all that, and also economy and social benefits, especially economic, that is employment through construction and operations, and long-term saving time and cost, improved quality of life, and also cultural integration and governance dynamics, and also blending traditions with the progress, okay, all that important, that is blending tradition with the progress, that is Annamma and Kempegoda, that all that reference, and also political messaging, that center state dynamics, all that very important, okay. That is about recent Prime Minister visit to Bangalore. Next is about Operation Sindoor. Okay, in that Indian Army Chief and Air Force Chief, they highlighted that Operation Sindoor was a tri-service military response to the tragic Pahalgam terror attack. Okay, in that India carried out precise strikes on 9 terror infrastructure, all that you know, right, on Pakistan and POK. So, in this, Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi described the operation as complex and non-conventional military maneuver, comparing it to a game of chess where multiple moves and alternate scenarios were considered. So, in this, emphasized the significance of narrative management, noting that while Pakistan won the messaging sought to portray victory, so true success lies in the perception, victory is in the mind. Okay, so this framed the Operation Sindoor as a stern response and a new normal of strategic deterrence, affirming India's capability and respond decisive to threats. Okay, this is statements by Army Chief General Upendra Dwivedi, and Air Force Chief, that year's Chief Marshal Amarpreet Singh, also confirmed that IFA shot down 6 Pakistan aircraft, including 5 fighter jets and 1 airborne warning and control aircraft, marking India's largest ever recorded surface to air kill. Okay, and also pointed the government's clear resolve and operational freedom from government side as a critical enabler for mission success, and also dismissing critics of lacking political will. And okay, so in this, you know, right, already about Operation Sindoor and that tri-service coordination, Army, Navy, Air Force, okay, that precision strikes and also tactical result, that no Pakistan military facilities targeted, 6 Pakistan aircraft down, okay, 5 fighter jet, one AWACS, okay, and officials remarks that Army Chief as a described it as a chess-like operation, and IFA Chief highlighted extraordinary year-to-year success, credited political support also. For example, perspective, all that this strategic execution, military impact, psychological and strategic messaging and implication and policy and doctrine very important. Okay, that is about statements by Army Chief and Air Force Chief. Okay, about Operation Sindoor. Next, about that is Karnataka State Education Policy Commission under the chairmanship of Professor Sukhdevthorat. Okay, so in this again, this is the Karnataka government constituted actually in October 2023. That is a 15-member state education policy commission chaired by former UGC chairman, that is Professor Sukhdevthorat, tasked with drafting a state-specific education policy to replace the National Education Policy 2020. So this commission was supported by separate panel of 8 subject experts and advisor, and also mandated to deliver its final report by that February 2024 only. But it recently report submitted. So the objective include improving school and higher education quality and enhancing enrollment equity and inclusivity, and also promoting scientific temperament, democratic values, skill-based education, and moral development. Okay, so the commission constituted 9 working groups. Okay, focusing areas like governance, financing, student enrollments, value education, professional training, and online distance learning also. Okay, and so Professor Throat emphasized that policy will be fact-based, futuristic, addressing both short and long-term educational challenges. Okay, very important. You should know, aligning with the philosophical legacies of Radhakrishnan and Kothari commissions and all. Okay, that recent update that about the commission has recommended the structural reform across all education levels along the stricter regulation and private institutions. Okay, very important in this that commission. Okay, that is Professor Sukhdevthorat commission. Okay, all that member about and the constituted date for KPSC and all the exam perspective, it is very important. Okay, and in governance and social justice, okay, that objective and process and approach and significance and reforms and federalism and policy autonomy and implementation challenge, it is very important. Okay, that is recent report okay, about that new education policy, okay, by that Professor Sukhdevthorat, okay. Okay, next is about recent news, that is magnitude of 6.1 earthquake, okay, that struck in the Kuril Island in Russia, okay, that is a shallow depth of 10 kilometer with the epicenter of at about 49.94 north, okay, and 162.7 degree east. So this quake occurred just a day after a major 8.8 magnitude, okay, earthquake, you know, right, already nearby Kamchatka Peninsula, okay, on July 30, right. So this tremor is considered a part of ongoing aftershock activity following a mega quake, illustrating continued tectonic adjustment in the region. Okay. So all this magnitude about all that and the location, that very important. And previously about Kuril Island, in the prelims they asked about Kuril Island. So it is located in eastern Russia, that is North Pacific. Okay. All that location and all very important. And Kuril Kamchatka subduction zone, geography perspective, all that very important, and a seismic sequence and mechanism in implication of seismic events, all that very important. Okay, that is about recent earthquake, okay, in Kuril Iceland. Next news, that is about recent wildfire crisis across Greece, France, Spain, and Turkey. Okay, so in France, a massive wildfire erupted in the Coveren region of Aude and southern France. Okay, so spanning 16,000 hectares, an area larger than Paris. Okay, worst on the Mediterranean coast over 50 years and second largest nationwide since 1949. And also in Spain, also the blazes have broken out several regions, including Castile and Leon. Okay, that is notably near the UNESCO's listed Las Medalas, okay, promoting evacuation due to fire wills and all. And also in Greece, fires have devastated parts of Attica, the island of Ivica and Crete. Okay, the blaze near the Athens led to evacuation and all. Okay, and also Turkey, also that wildfire, particularly near Izmir, forced the evacuation over 50,000 residents due to record heat and all. Okay. Underlying causes, all affected countries are experience a severe heat wave with temperature breaking record, increased drought and dry vegetation, and all made worse by climate changes. That is, southern Europe continues to warm nearly twice as fast as global average. Okay. Very important that recent fire incident in the France, Spain, Greece, and Turkey, and main cause is heat wave, drought, climate change, human factors, and all. Okay, all that in disaster management, environment related impacts and all, climate change, very important. Okay, that is recent European wildfires and all. Next, recent that Turkey 6.1 magnitude earthquake, right? That is approximately that is magnitude of 6.1 struck in the Sinirgi district of Balıkesir province, western Turkey. Okay, originated in depth of 10 to 11 kilometer. It is significantly local damage. Some 16 building collapsed and damage up to Moscow, and recorded 420 aftershocks by the next day, including all that, and some casualty injuries and all. Okay, so and also tremors felt as very away from Istanbul and Izmir. Okay, some government response include emergency and rescue teams, all that. Okay, that is a recent earthquake of 6.1. Okay, in the western Turkey. All that disaster management in geography perspective, it is important. Next point, that is upcoming US-Russia meeting. Okay, that is summit upcoming between US and Russian president. Okay, the summit was scheduled that US President Donald Trump is set to meet Russian President Vladimir Putin on August 15, 2025 in Alaska. This will mark the first US-Russia summit held in American soil since 1980. So agenda to focus the discussion will center on ongoing war in Ukraine, right? And also including potential ceasefire negotiations. And Trump has floated the idea of territorial adjustment, a proposal strongly rejected by Ukraine's leadership. And also in international concern, it is the European leaders, including those from France, Germany, Poland, and UK, have expressed concern about the Ukraine being excluded from the process. And so they have collectively emphasized that Ukraine must be integral part of the negotiation. Okay, that is escalated in the mantra that nothing about Ukraine without Ukraine. So possible inclusion of Zelensky also. The US ambassador to NATO has stated that it's certainly Possible that Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky may attend the summit through confirmed invitation has been extended at. Okay, so that is about in international relation, bilateral diplomacy, a multipolar world, geostrategic implication, and some challenges is there. Right? Okay, that is about recent news. Okay, that the talk between Trump and Russian Putin. Okay. Next news, that is recent news about Rudrastra. Okay, train. Okay, it is one of the longest, India's longest freight train. Okay, India's railway successfully operated that Rudrastra, a 4.5 kilometer long freight train composed of 6 boxen rakes and totaling 354 wagons and powered by several locomotives, making it to the longest freight train in the country to date. And also the trail train commemorated by that is Ganjikwajat station in the DDU division of East Central Railway and reached Garwa Road, covering approximately 200 to 209 kilometers at an average speed around 40 km per hour, completing the journey in about 5 to 5 hours 10 minutes. Okay, this initiative was aimed at consolidating 6 separate rakes into one, optimize time, manpower, scheduling, and operational cost, while also freeing up route capacity and boosting logistic efficiency. In the exam perspective, prelims and all very important. That the name of that Rudrastra, length 4.5 km, India's longest freight train. Also, that is almost composition 354 wagons and 7 locomotives, and route and all. Okay, and purpose to improve freight efficiency, reduce cost, and increase capacity. Okay, all that technical achievements and all operational benefits, strategic significance, and challenge and future prospect. It is very important. That is about Rudrastra. Next news, that is about India Oman. Okay, that is India Oman free trade agreement and discussion, right? That is free trade agreement nearing finalization. Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal has confirmed that India Oman comprehensive economic partnership agreement (CEPA) is an advanced stage and almost finalized. Talk are progressing swiftly towards its signing. So some imminent announcement that some sources reports that the trade pact announcement may come much sooner than anticipated. Okay, accelerating the early 2-3 months earlier. So very good initiative. And also that DTA revision implemented that parallel to CEPA, India and Oman have revised the double taxation avoidance agreement, expanding the definition of permanent establishment to include digital and service operations and reducing withholding tax rates, a move designed to stimulate cross-border trade and investment. Okay, so very important recent agreements with the different countries and all. Right, in that one agreement, that is India-Oman Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Okay, so nearing in conclusion. Okay, not signed. Okay, very important. Okay, that is about recent news. That is India-Oman, in that some challenges and strategic and economic implications and all very important. Okay, that is about last news, India-Oman Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement. Thank you. That is about 10th and 11th August 2025 current affairs. Support me for further videos so that I can analyze all the topics required for UPSC and all competitive exams. Thank you.